Nobody talks about how lonely it can be on Eid as a Muslim revert, but like the cutest thing happened to me recently. Now, I come from a family of Christians and atheists. My family isn't huge. My father has passed away, and a lot of my family members have actually passed away recently, meaning there's not very many of us left. And my husband, he comes from a relatively small family. All of them are Christian, and all of them heavily practice the sect of Christianity that they're in, meaning that on Eid, it is just me, my husband, and our two beautiful children trying to celebrate it together. Now, alhamdulillah, we do have lovely, beautiful Muslim friends, but they're Muslim born and they have huge Muslim families and they do their own traditions on Eid. So sometimes we feel like we're overstepping if they mention like, oh, you can come and celebrate it with us. And like my granddad just randomly called me yesterday and he was like, oh, like how was Eid? What did you do? And I was really shocked because when we celebrated Eid al-Fitr at the end of Ramadan, he didn't ask me that. And I was like, oh, we had a good day. Like, alhamdulillah, we went to the masjid, we prayed, we spent some time with like the children, had fun, and then we just sort of like relaxed at home. And then he was asking, like saying how he saw like other girls and guys like dressing really nicely. He asked what we wore, he asked to see some photos. And so I was sharing them, we was just talking about it. And I mentioned like, it can feel really lonely on Eid as Muslim reverts because like we see everyone else doing these grand celebrations or even just being with their family, sharing gifts, going out for food or whatever. And we don't have that same kind of experience. And he was like, well, could you celebrate it with me? And honestly, mashallah, I wanted to cry. And I looked at my husband, he was like, and we were both like, yeah, of course we would, like, inshallah, we would love to celebrate Eid with you next year. And he was asking like, okay, well, what would we do? And I was explaining like, first we'd go to the masjid. Like he wouldn't come obviously because he's not Muslim. It would just be me, my husband, the children. We'd go pray. And then inshallah would come back, you kind of like wear your best clothes. And I said, you don't have to buy new ones. You just wear the best clothes that you have. We share gifts with each other. We go out for food. And he was like, yeah, like I'm up for celebrating it. Like, let's do it. Like next year, inshallah, let's go and celebrate Eid together. Honestly, my heart was so full. Alhamdulillah. I could feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with us in that moment because I speak to my granddad about Islam and he is so happy for me that I have become Muslim because he can see how happy it has made me. But I can also see that Islam in this exact moment, may Allah forgive me if I'm wrong, it isn't quite for him. And it was just so heartwarming to hear that he would love to celebrate it with us. But this is just a reminder that if you see a brother or sister who's a revert, just check in with them on Eid and make sure they're okay.